I have another minister's message for you. This one is a little bit different than others because I want to give you some orientation to our shared congregational life. Sometimes it's hard to figure out how things work here. And I'm not even talking about realm. Realm, that boon and that burden. I want to tell you about how you can submit a joy, sorrow, or gratitude to have it included in our Sunday prayer. It might not be obvious to you, and my understanding is that over the years, First UU has done it differently. Now, if you're familiar with other Unitarian Universalist congregations, some of them, the smaller ones, are able to share joy, sorrows, gratitude out loud from your own voice. And in a congregation our size, that just doesn't work well. So the current way that you can have your joy, your sorrow, your gratitude included is by submitting it ahead of time, ideally before Friday evening, using the link that is on our website. And this fall we made it really obvious where to find it if you know where to look. It's actually at the bottom of our homepage under the quick links section. And that will take you to where you fill out a form. And that form actually serves about whether you want the news shared in the pastoral prayer or if you would like it shared in our Monday This Loving Community email that we send out through Community Messenger. You also get to decide, do you want your full name associated with it, just your first name, or not your name at all? Because sometimes you would like a prayer for your cousin, but you don't want your name involved because it goes out to YouTube. Or you do want people to know so that they can come up to you and say, I'm so sorry that your dog died. I'm so happy that your daughter passed their driving test. There's a whole host of reasons that we have joy, we have sorrow, we have gratitude. And when we share it, it's part of what allows us to knit our community a little bit tighter. So I am hoping that this is something that you might risk doing so that we might know each other better. You can do it every week or every once in a while and decide whether it goes into the pastoral prayer or the Monday This Loving Community post or both. Again, the other thing that I want to tell you about is that this fall we have been working on bringing a little bit of structure to the ministry aspect of our congregational life. Under ministry, we have teams that are made up primarily of lay folks, regular folks, congregants, often with a staff person who's connected to help facilitate. And we do amazing things. We do amazing things. Well, when I first met you back in May of 2023, I shared with you that my impression of us, of First UU, was that we were, do you see it? An octopus. That we had at least 9 brains, right? The octopus has a brain in each arm and then one in that center space. And that it's amazing what happens with all of those different arms doing their different ministries. And mostly they work well in concert. Sometimes they get a little tangled. So we have put forward a policy which the board approved in October and a set of procedures to give a little bit of structure to help us understand who are our ministry teams that are embodying and doing the mission of this place. Doing so in hopes that in having a knowledge of what are the teams that are happening, what are the teams that are emerging, that we can foment synergies. And in fact, in the last 6 to 9 months, we've had new teams emerging. Now, in congregational life, there are always teams that are starting up. Some are going fallow. Some are done with their life cycle. Some are steady on. There are teams a congregation should always have. Sometimes don't. Sometimes do. Right? The pandemic worked its wiles on us and we lost some of our teams, but they have come back. Stewardship, pastoral visiting. It's really good to have those back. But there are new teams that have been coming. And so we now have some names, labels, and definitions of what is an established ministry team, what is an emerging ministry team, what might be a ministry project, and so that we know the difference between them, what are affinity groups? We've put this down in a document. The way that you access this document is you go to our website, uusociety.org, and over to the right is a section called Member Resources. If you click there, you'll see at the very top, Ministry Teams at FUUSB. Click there and it will take you to a page that looks like this. It has short descriptions that are further explained in a document that is linked on that page. We're doing other work as well. I'm so thankful to Christina and to Tova as we update our organizational chart. So our ministry teams are a multitude. I can't even name them all off the top of my head, but there's membership, there's the property team, there's the pastoral visitors, there's the cranks, though they haven't been very busy since our clock has been broken for a while. There's the spruce up team. I know I'm forgetting some. I'm forgetting a lot of teams. That's why we need an org chart. So my apologies if I forgot your team. But I just want to give you a sense that there's a lot happening and we're so thankful for all of this service. This is what makes congregational life its own special thing. You. As of right now, we have 6 justice groups. 5 of them are established: immigration justice, racial justice, climate justice. We've moved Sunday morning breakfast and radical welcome into our understanding of justice teams. We also have an emerging justice team called Palestine Liberate. We also have an emerging justice team, the Palestine Solidarity team. And we have a democracy project that is currently a project, but maybe it will become a team. We have other ministry teams that are outside of justice that are kind of moving around. Maybe in the new calendar year, you'll be hearing more about the Adult Faith Development Council. This year we have a young adult ministry team. So there's a lot of movement happening. When it comes to affinity groups, when I think of affinity groups, these are what I think are: Women's Alliance, the First Friday Coffee House crew. There's what started as a circle but is now the Pagan Gathering Affinity Group. There's a women's spirituality group that meets. So, and I'm pretty darn sure there are others that my mind is not thinking about now. But there's a lot that's going on here. There's a lot more that could go on. But it's helpful, whether you've been here for a long time or you're new and trying to figure out the terrain here. I'm hoping that this will make how we're structured, organized, how we work and function with each other more transparent. I am so thankful to be a part of this congregation, to be associated with you, to be able to bring my gifts here. There will be more that comes through this year. Exciting new things are bubbling and are emerging, taking shape. I hope you'll be a part of it. If you've stuck around through this kind of long minister's message, thank you. And here is a poem to reward you. It comes from Rosemary Watola Tromer. This one is called Hope Has Holes. Hope has holes in its pockets. It leaves little crumb trails so that we, when anxious, can follow it. Hope's secret? It doesn't know the destination. It only knows all the roads begin with one foot in front of the other.